Hey, well, here's continuing part 3 of the raising insufficient sissies and retards for our kids as far as them trying to find a job. The comments. There are some parents out there that should have brought a purebred dog instead of decided to have children. I actually did have a friend that accompanied her son to class and took notes. While I agree that parents should offer their guidance, it's up to their child, so long as they're paying for their own education, to make the final decision. I have friends who have gone to college to pursue jobs in nursing, accounting, and engineering, all fields considered safe, only to find that there aren't any jobs available to them. They are forced to take jobs below their qualifications. Nothing wrong with that. Anyone working and earning an income should be proud that they are out doing a job. The only problem is they are saddled with a lot of debt that was unnecessary. We are sending in more people to college than the markets can absorb. Some people have to be flaggers, caregivers, hotel attendants, and the like. We need all those positions filled. They don't pay a lot, but you don't go into debt landing the jobs either. Parents, back off. You are ruining your children. I definitely agree. I don't think the subject at hand is about parents steering kids in the right career choice. It's about parents acting like belligerent fools so their kids can get jobs without the kid actually applying for those jobs. There's nothing wrong with suggesting career choices to your kids and helping them get started in college and beyond. But when it comes to mommy and daddy showing up with the kid in tow, filling out a job application, or leading them by the hand to job fairs to meet prospective employers, or calling the employer asking what kind of benefits package and salary ranges they offer, it's an entire new scenario, and one that should be left to the kid, not the parent. Let's see here. Stop steering and let adult children make their own decision. Let them live with the consequences. It's called growing up, and sadly most parents these days are having a difficult time with the concepts. Should you prefer that your kids be in a useful major even if it makes them miserable? Are you versed in the many jobs that are open to those who receive degrees even in some obscure area? Take a look at college academic advising sites, or talk to the academic advisors about the opportunity available to all majors. A college degree is not a guarantee of good employment in any field of study, and every job on the planet makes useful in some aspect of the rest of the world. I have a college degree and I am not working in my field because there are no jobs in the field to be had. Remember that the next time you are checking out the grocery store and don't have to go to a self-checkout line, and do it yourself. This makes me embarrassed for my generation, the 18 to 20-something age group. Quite frankly, the last thing my mom ever filled out, signed, negotiated for me was on paperwork to join the military when I was 17. I'm 21 now, and I do ask for her advice on adult stuff constantly and have her proofread my applications and papers and things. But if I ever asked her to fill out a job or housing or college application, wanted her to deal out with people at school or negotiate with a potential employer, she would chew me a new one once she regained consciousness and picked her jaws off the ground. That is, again, wow, this story is amazing in a head-shaking, face-in-hands kind of way. Good for you. I think that's great. I've always tried to instill a sense of independence and confidence in my kids, and to teach them that they have to learn to stand on their own 2 feet, and that behavior equals consequences. My parents tried to be supportive, but they were very old school, and I learned from an early age to do for myself and to pay my own way. I think we are better off because of it. Thought it might not have seemed like that at the time, though it might not have seemed like it. I'm embarrassed for my generation as well. I'm in my 40s for raising children who are just totally unable to fend for themselves. What the hell happened? I'm a 40-year-old friend whose parents still pay her rent, utilities, car, and health insurance, and give her $250 a week allowance. It's totally foreign and bizarre concept to me. Let me repeat that one. I have a 40-year-old friend whose parents still pay her rent, utilities, car, and health insurance, and gives her $250 a week allowance. It's totally foreign and bizarre concept to me. Ludicrous shit right there. I have a friend quite like that. He's in his mid-30s and he seems to think you just pay people to do everything for you. Your laundry, cook, clean. I don't think he can do anything for himself because his parents have coddled him all his life like a child. They still do. It's very disturbing. Oh my God, I'm stunned. I thought today's generation was totally self-reliant. Didn't winning all those trophies for being on last place at t-ball and soccer teams help? Didn't being one of the 27 valedictorians or merely just passing all those watered down high school classes give them the tools and self-confidence to succeed? This is what you get when parents spoil, coddle, and enable their kids to their every whim. Hey, Junior, if you pass home ec, I'll buy you an iPod, Xbox, you name it, sport. This is the culture of entitlement that we have. And since the nation is so uptight about being PC, politically correct, about everything, hardly anyone criticizes it, even if the media lets them. I agree. Come check out my town. You have these high school kids driving $25,000, $30,000 cars that mommy and daddy bought them. My first car was an '86 Nissan Maxima wagon that broke down almost every week. I started working when I was 13 years old selling candy door to door just to buy me some decent clothes and snacks at school. And unfortunately, both my parents died early and did not make much money. This forced me to grow and see the real reality. I feel sorry for these 25 to 30-year-old kids. It's sad. I'm so glad I know how to fix a leaky faucet, to change a tire in my car, to change the oil, cook, clean, do laundry, even cut my own hair. I learned all this stuff when I was under the age of 18 by parents who taught me how to exist in the world alone on my own. Of course, things were a lot different 30 years ago, and people, no matter how old they were more self-sufficient and self-reliant. All we seem to be raising these days are a bunch of domestic idiots that can't even wipe their own behinds without a mommy or hired hand to do it for them. A scary future we have ahead. Are you freaking kidding me? I'm sorry, but when a child reaches majority or 18 years of age, as it is in this country, they are considered to be an adult whether or not they are prepared to face the real world or not. Today's youth needs to stand on their own 2 feet, not their parents. The college experience does not prepare our youth for this, but neither do today's parents. The college experience is about discipline, about completing the work assigned for a grade of pass or fail. It is very unfortunate that many of today's youth will not have the same advantages as their parents or many of our peers, including the experience of actually having to work to buy a car, pay rent, go to the movies or something fun, let alone pay for an education. Those parents that put themselves out there for their children not only ruin their children's opportunities, but they do a disservice to them by preventing them to fail. Very true. I condone that 100%. And looks like there's probably going to be one more video on this along with my final thoughts as well. So, see you guys next time.